I'm Tuffy Stone, and I'm about to show you how I make my spatchcock chicken with the apricot jalapeno glaze. So one of my favorite things to grill or smoke is actually chicken. This recipe is going to be taking a small young bird, about 3.5 pounds, and we're going to spatchcock it. And what that means is we're just going to remove the spine. I've got some poultry shears here. We're going to take out that spine, and it's going to flatten the bird. Then we're going to brine it, rub it, grill it, and I got a nice sauce that's going to go with it. All right, so I'm gonna show you one of my favorite techniques now for cooking chicken. We're gonna do what's called spatchcocking, which is basically we're just gonna remove the spine and it's gonna allow this bird to sit flat when we grill it. So by removing the spine and flattening out this bird, it's gonna do two things for it. It's gonna allow this chicken to cook faster, but it also helps be able to cook the meat evenly. Big trick with cooking chicken is to cook the breast meat or the white meat to doneness without overcooking and get the thighs done. So you'll see as I go to cook this later, I'll put the dark meat towards the hottest part because that needs to cook a little higher in temperature. And I'll take the breast meat and put it a little bit further away from the fire to not overcook that breast meat. So the next step is to brine this chicken. Brining, if you want the recipe, I've got that brine recipe on another one of my videos on my YouTube channel. Brines are just a really excellent way of bringing some delicious flavors deep inside the meat. It really helps with chicken. You just want to take a bowl or some type of vessel, and we're going to just take this chicken and we're going to put it right in the bowl, skin side down. The next step, we're going to use the brine. Because there's peppercorns and there's thyme leaves and there's things like that, we actually want to take that flavorful liquid and we want to pour it through a strainer to catch all the solids. All we want is the flavorful liquid to go over the chicken, and we're going to pour it in until the chicken's covered. So I've covered my chicken with the brine that I made, and I'm going to let this chicken soak in the brine in the refrigerator for 3 hours. Basically, the goal we're looking for is to have that meat soak in the flavorful liquid. We don't want to do it too long because there's salt in this brine, and if we soak it for too long, we can actually cure the chicken itself. So basically, it's finding that right amount of time to soak it, get the flavor in, not get it too salty. 3 hours is going to be perfect for this spatchcock chicken. Okay, so I brined my chicken for 3 hours. I took it out of the brine. I patted it dry with paper towels. Now I'm gonna season it with my everything seasoning. There's no sugar in it, so it's very salt forward, so I'm gonna put just a moderate coat on this chicken. All right, so I seasoned all the surface of the spatchcock chicken, the skin side, the meat side. I've just tucked the wing tips inside to keep those tips from burning. I'm gonna let this chicken sit at ambient temperature, room temperature, for about a half an hour before I put it on my grill. I'm gonna grill this chicken just on a kettle. This is one of my favorites here. And if you step in a little bit closer, you'll see I've got a bed of hot coals here and no coals over here. And what that does, it's called two-zone cooking. It's a very enjoyable way of cooking. I can go to the heat, I can crisp it up a little bit. If it's cooking too fast, I can move it over to the cool side. Two-zone cooking is a great way to cook whole chickens, ribs, brisket, pork butts. Anyways, I'm gonna start this with the skin side up, and I'm gonna put this spatchcock chicken directly over the coals. So if you watched enough of my videos or you've seen me on television perhaps, you know I'm a big fan of spritzes and sprays when it comes to grilling and barbecue. When it comes to chicken, whether it's competition barbecue or in this case my spatchcock chicken recipe, my go-to spray when it comes to poultry and chicken is pineapple juice. There's a natural enzyme in pineapple juice called bromelain, and what that can do is it can help facilitate bite-through skin. Anybody out there that's a competition cook knows that the judges really enjoy when you cook chicken that's got bite-through skin. So I'm gonna use it for the bromelain, help with that skin, and also the nice pleasant flavor of pineapple juice. It's not gonna be very prevalent at all. It's gonna be very much in the background as far as the flavor goes. But once this chicken starts to get a little bit of color on the grill, I'm gonna start spritzing occasionally with pineapple juice. Okay, so I've got my spatchcock chicken on the grill cooking, and now I'm gonna make my apricot jalapeno glaze to go with that. Very simple, 5 ingredients. We've got some apricot preserves, we've got some chicken stock, we've got some minced jalapeno. I'm gonna use about 1.5 teaspoons of my everything seasoning, same seasoning that I put on the chicken, and then I'm gonna put a squeeze of lemon in there. 1/2 cup of apricot preserves, 1/4 cup of chicken stock, 2 tablespoons of minced jalapeno, 1.5 teaspoons of my everything seasoning, 1/2 teaspoon of lemon juice or squeeze to taste. So for right now, I'm just gonna put my, my apricot glaze and its ingredients just off to the side. When the chicken's closer to being done, I'm gonna put this on the grill to cook. So I've been directly grilling my chicken right over the coals with the skin side up for about 20 minutes. I'm gonna check it, probably move it over to the cool side of the grill to continue to cook. And I'm just gonna lightly mist it with pineapple juice. Just moved my spatchcock chicken from the hot side over to the cool side. My grill's running at about 400 degrees. It's been cooking for about another 15 minutes since I moved it over to the cooler side. I'm just gonna take a peek. Every time I open my grill, I'm gonna look at that meat, but it's sometimes a nice opportunity to spritz again. So my hot coals are over here. This is the cool side. I've been putting my exhaust stack over this way, having the heat travel this way. So I can see I'm getting a little bit more color on this side of the chicken. So now that I've got my grill open, I'm just gonna use this opportunity to turn my chicken and get the other side towards the hot coals. I just temped my spatchcock chicken and it's about done. So now I'm gonna take all of the ingredients that I have for my apricot jalapeno glaze in the skillet, and I'm just gonna put it directly over the coals and let everything just kind of meld and come together. All right, so I'm gonna check on my apricot jalapeno glaze. It probably needs a stir. All right, so my chicken was cooked to the doneness that I was looking for, which is about 165, 170 degrees Fahrenheit in the thigh. Now I've just taken my jalapeno apricot glaze. I've glazed the whole chicken. I'm gonna close the lid and let it cook for another 4 or 5 minutes. Hey, I'm Tuffy Stone, and this is my spatchcock chicken with the apricot jalapeno glaze.